Hello everyone, and welcome to What's in this week's Oban Times with me, Owen Wild.
Me, Jodie Hagan.
And me, Sandy Neal.
We'll also be hearing from Megan Day, who's heading back to university this week and has pre-recorded her section for us. Megan, we'll miss you. And as always, we have a great range of stories for you to read in this week's paper or online at www.westcoasttoday.co.uk. If you want us to share your story, photos or videos, make sure to contact us by emailing editor@obantimes.co.uk, calling us on 01631 568000, or contacting us on our social platforms including Facebook and X, formerly Twitter. So Jodie, show season is over. What was the final one of the year like?
Well, yes, I'm sure that everyone is going to be very sad that the shows are over, but I was at Dalmally Show on Saturday, and wow, it really was a summer's day in September. Showgoers enjoyed a packed schedule, which included a dog show, performances from Mid-Argyll Pipe Band, a shinty tournament, livestock judging, and much more. My favourite animals were definitely the Highland coos. Pick up a copy of this week's OT to see photos of the day and find out more about how the day unfolded. The COVID-19 inquiry visited Oban last week, and people went to the Rockfield Centre to share some emotional tales about how the pandemic impacted their lives. An American couple vacationing in Oban have become the unintentional hosts of a Corgi meetup at Ganavan this coming weekend. Local swimmers got their wetsuits on for Atlantis Leisure's annual Kerrera to Oban challenge. And Gaelic organisations have sent an open letter to First Minister and Cabinet Secretary for Economy and Gaelic, Kate Forbes, asking for increased funding for the language amid announcements that the Scottish Government will cut $500 million from public services.
Thanks, Jodie. And now, from the past, Megan has some stories for us too.
Hello everyone. So I am not with the rest of the group today because I'm actually recording this a day earlier, because today is actually my last day of my Oban Times summer internship. I've had an absolutely amazing time this summer and I wanted to be in our beloved Whitwat one last time, so here we go. Last week was the annual Oban High School prize giving. To see the article from the night, check out West Coast Today or pick up this week's copy of the Oban Times. On West Coast Today, there's also a highlights video that has interviews with head teacher Peter Bain, school captains and more, and the full results on West Coast Today. I also went along to the Dove Centre's AGM and caught up with the old and new board chair of Oban Hospice Limited. To see the interview, check out West Coast Today, and in the paper this week, I caught up with the new chair to talk about what he's wanting to do in the role. Thank you so much.
It's like she's still with us. So, Sandy, there's been a major campaign push in Oban this week. Tell us more.
Thank you very much, Owen. A campaign for a dialysis unit at Oban Hospital is gaining momentum as a patient from Mull faces a 14-hour trip for treatment in Campbelltown 3 days a week just to stay alive. A vote is calling all council harbours to account. The Highlands and Islands are lagging behind the rest of Scotland in rural affordable house building. And to celebrate the 2024 Paris Paralympics, this month, Oban's Rockfield Centre is hosting an inspiring talk by a Paralympian from the Isle of Mull. And finally, from me, Tobermory RNLI stalwart Tony Kiwi marks his 200th shout in the RNLI's 200th year.
Wow, that's incredible for Tony. Thank you very much, Sandy. So, rounding up the last of this week's stories, MP Angus MacDonald has had his first speech in Parliament, during which he called for GB Energy to be headquartered in the Highlands. Coles GP has retired. The Screen Machine has started a fundraiser for a third mobile cinema, and Tralee artist Gloria Young, who died days before her final show, has raised over £2,000 for cancer research. Well, that's all we have time for this week. Make sure to pick up a copy of this week's OT to get all these stories in full, or subscribe to West Coast Today to get stories from 5 different papers all over the West Coast. So as always, it's goodbye from me, Owen Wild.
Goodbye from me, Jodie Hagan.
And goodbye from me, Sandy Neal.
Bye.
Bye.